Kia ora koutou and welcome to Frogs on Friday, our employment and market update. Today, as usual, we'll go through mahimedia, see what's been happening in the news in the world of work, and we'll go through some of our hot jobs for Friday. And I'm joined by special guest Kirsty Henegan from our Auckland office today. And as always, we'll go through our Twitter results from the polls. So let's start with mahimedia. Okay, so SEEK have recently come out with their Laws of Attraction report, and one of the key findings was that we're seeing that employers are really being urged to act swiftly and decisively to secure good recruits, because we all know that they are hard to find and in hot demand. So definitely attracting and retaining staff is businesses' biggest challenge at the moment, and we're seeing businesses really throw everything that they've got at the problem, and sometimes some quite creative solutions to be able to attract in those candidates. And really, the ones that stand out are able to, in a way, to be able to personalize those benefits or have a range of different benefits on offer that are going to be attractive to different people and at different stages in their lives. So, of course, salary is one of the key drivers. So in the Laws of Attraction report, they found that the top three drivers, unsurprisingly, and this matches what we've seen in our own P2P post, our own market report. Top three drivers were salary, work-life balance, and career development. And on top of that, within the June quarter, they found that working from home has been the most searched keyword. So such a big push on that remote working and flexible working options. And we are seeing a big increase in candidates really wanting that flexibility to be able to work from home. Now, apart from, of course, salary is a big driver. So apart from if employers are able to offer a big increase in base salaries, we've also seen things like referral incentives, sign-on bonuses, completion bonuses. We've even seen bonuses just for turning up for all your shifts in a week. So I think particularly over winter, with lots of employee absences due to COVID and just general sickness, colds and flus, it means that having everybody who is healthy and ready to work on board and completing all their times has really made a difference to businesses. So they've put that little bit extra. So for there was one particular company within logistics was offering an extra $1 per hour for every hour if you completed your full weekly shifts. The other thing that we're seeing is, particularly now that job seekers have more options, we're seeing speed as a major barrier to effective recruitment. So businesses that haven't adapted to the market and have stuck with their stringent and sometimes quite lengthy recruitment processes, so it might be multiple interviews, psychometric tests, they're being knocked out of the running because it is a race. And they're giving those other companies that have reinvented their talent and retention strategies a real advantage. So we had a really good example from Accor Pacific. So the hotel group had introduced a same-day hire initiative. So where they were able to have a candidate interviewed, offered the role, and then in some cases, they were even able to start working all within the same day. So really putting that push and being able to move quickly has helped them to be able to secure talent. So interesting to see. Please feel free to comment and tell us about some of the creative ways or things that you've seen different businesses doing to attract and retain talent and whether it's made a difference to you. Okay, so let's switch now and have a look at some of the hot jobs that we have on offer at the moment. Okay, so first up we have a Wellington-based role, a Senior Communications Advisor. So this one's just over the 100K mark as a base salary, and it's looking to provide advice to senior management on publicity issues, as well as developing strategies and implementing communications plans to ensure effective communications across the organisation. So for this one, obviously at that level, you will need experience in a similar role. And if you do have experience specifically working within a government agency, that will be an advantage in this position. If you're interested, reach out to Sophia in our Wellington branch. Okay, we have another permanent role. This one's based in Auckland. It's a role, I know this one is working with a chartered accountancy firm, but they are open to looking at people with commercial experience as well. So if you're looking to move into a firm, get in touch with Simi for more information on this one. Again, CA qualifications, or if you're partially through your studies, will be an advantage for this role, as well as knowledge of accounting and finance principles. And last up, we have a temporary position or contractor role as Senior Data Analyst. This one's in Northland in Whangarei. And it's working within the education centre, so a government agency, and providing support to both regional and national teams. For this one, get in touch with Shav Neil and the temp team in Auckland. Okay, and now let's cross over to Kirsty. Who's going to tell us more about one of her blogs.
Thanks, Shannon. Yeah, the market in Auckland is still busy. It's still a candidate short market. It's definitely slowed down a little bit from the start of the year. The start of the year was crazy in terms of the amount of jobs that were coming through. But yeah, we are still seeing that there is a demand and there is a need to find quality candidates in the market. So we are still in that, the skill shortage, basically. Which takes me on quite nicely to a blog that I recently wrote around advert writing, job writing, when we're taking a job brief, and as a hiring manager, what it is that you're actually looking for. So in terms of this kind of, we need X amount of years of experience. So it might be a case of someone comes to us and say, we need 6 years experience, or we need 4 years experience. What does that actually mean? So just because someone's got the same kind of title, let's say, so you're a personal assistant, you've got someone's got 4 years, someone's got 6 years. The person with 4 years experience could have had a lot more responsibility within their role and had a lot more kind of like training and development and a lot more responsibility than the person with 6 years. Just because they've got 6 years doesn't mean that they are going to be stronger in that particular position. So it's about kind of breaking down what it is that they are actually looking for. And it's quite similar to when we are looking at internal promotions. A lot of the time, companies give internal promotions based on measures. So an example I can give you, my sister's an engineer, and in terms of her being able to be promoted into a senior role, she has a logbook which needs to be signed off to say that she's been able to do X, Y, Z. And then only once she's able to say, yeah, I've ticked off all of those skills and experience, is she able to be promoted. So it's nothing to do with the time frame that she's worked there. It's to do with the actual skills. So in terms of looking for people, I think we really need to start breaking down this years of experience and finding out exactly what are the skills that you're looking for in your role? What is it you need that person to do? And just because this person's only got 4 years experience or 2 years experience, they may have had more experience than someone that's had 6 that's just kind of been data entry or pushing things around. So I think it's really important for us to start looking at that, especially with it being a candidate short market. We need to be looking at the actual experience that you're looking for, but also those things that can be trained. And then, seeing where we can upskill some candidates to be able to fill some of those roles.
Excellent. Okay, so some good tips there, and I think as a job seeker as well, to be able to, I guess, not take things at face value. So if you do see an ad and they're asking for X years experience, and maybe you don't quite have that number of experience, but you do have the skills and technical background, perhaps to be able to fit the requirements for the role, to be able to ask those questions and take a punt and go for that application as well. And I think particularly in this market, we'd rather that you do, rather than sit back and exclude yourself based on experience. Okay, so we're going to switch tack a little bit here, and we still have the top dog competition. Entries are still open at the moment, so be sure to, if you have a mental health champion or a favorite work from home companion who's doing a fantastic job, be sure to get your pooch into the entries. And there's just a short video to tell you a little bit more about this. I'm so excited that it's this time of year again to celebrate our four-legged friends with the Top Dog competition. Top Dog came about, we've been talking about the importance of employee well-being over the years, and in 2015 we came across some research that showed us the benefits of having a dog in the workplace. So we wanted to be able to recognise our four-legged friends and the good work that they do, but particularly the impact that they have on mental health and well-being. This year we have 3 awards: Top Office Dog, Top Home Office Dog and Top Dog with a Job. Across all these categories, the most important thing is to be able to recognise and reward all the good dogs out there, and to show what an impact they have on not just their owners' lives, but the people around them. So if you think your dog has what it takes to take out the prizes this year, be sure to get involved and enter today. You can also follow our campaign through our Insta. Okay, so fantastic to get involved with that. And again, it's all about well-being, and particularly in the workplace, and they do make such a difference. Although I see my dog seems to have boycotted me today. I think it was because earlier in the week I said she was not being a particularly top dog, so she's left me on my own today. Let's go through and see the results of the polls. Okay, so last week we were talking about quiet quitting, and we asked, have you considered it, or maybe you're already doing it? Wow, a whopping 53% said, yes, I have. And then as well, there are a few, no, that's not me, but also a few, well, I haven't, but I know that a co-worker is as well. So it's something that is quite prevalent, and I guess that makes sense. It's been taking up the news and gone a bit viral at the moment. I did see today there was an interesting article that said, well, really, it isn't quite quitting. It's about acting your wage. So maybe there is that opinion and that line of thought that, it's not just being lazy or cruising at work. It's just doing what you are being paid for. So there's definitely an argument for that side as well. So for this week, we thought we'd look at the flip side of that and see if you have experienced quiet firing at work. So this one's about, obviously from the employer side, so they're not actually firing you, but they might be making conditions difficult and challenging for you. So whether that's things like only offering the minimum shifts, not giving any feedback, and just making things a little bit difficult, so you come to the conclusion that you will quit rather than them having to fire you. So I think both of these are a little bit disturbing, but I guess those are the kind of times we're living in. So have you experienced quiet firing at work? Yes, no, or again? Might not be you, but you've seen it affect co-workers. So we'll see how the results come out next week. Okay, well, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'd love to see you back next week. Ka kite anō.